If you've been part of the Roblox FNAF community for a while now, you've surely heard of the game The Pizzeria Roleplay Remastered, or TPRR for short. I mean, if you've been a fan of this channel, we've played it quite a few times, to say the least. But if you've been a fan for a while now, you'll know that this game looks a little bit different than it did in previous years. They've revamped everything, from the locations, the pizzerias, the animatronics, the gadgets, and even the OC creator. They've added a ton of features as well. But today, I didn't want to go over anything new. I wanted to take a trip down memory lane, and let's look back on how this game has changed over the years. We did do a similar video a few months ago with FMR, so if you missed that, definitely check that video out as well. So let's get into it. I mean, just comparing the lobbies together, look at the new lobby. We have all the locations, we have all the bright lights and all the moving objects and everything, and we even have the prize guy. And then the old one, there's a little bit less details. So I mean, right off the bat, not even talking about Freddy Fazbear, the stage is so much different than it used to be. It's much more detailed looking now, and I mean, just look at the animatronics. It's night and day difference. I mean, the old TPRR Freddy was cool. It was unique, and it definitely, it still holds up, I think, in terms of being unique. But it looks like the devs wanted to go in a more realistic, or I guess closely related to the game, path. So this Freddy, the new Freddy, definitely takes the cake, for sure. And then, of course, we do have the new R15 animations, so their limbs don't just pop off randomly. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a difference. It's a pretty big difference between the two Freddys, let's be honest here. Their abilities might be similar, and their sounds might be similar, but I think that's just about it. There are really no more similarities between these two animatronics. Same with Toy Bonnie as well. This one is a lot more faithful to the games, and the other one is not as much. I mean, by looking at the old one, you could tell it's from TPRR. You can also tell it's Toy Bonnie. But I mean, if you compare the two, I gotta say, I think the newer one might be a little bit better. But again, I mean, the old animatronics, I mean, they were there for so long. I mean, if you think of TPRR, those are the ones you think of right off the bat. And if you see them, you know, like, oh, that's TPRR's old animatronic style. I remember that. It's unique. It's classic. You can't forget about it. But, I mean, the new ones are just night and day. Even going back to 2019, with the new Help Wanted update, you can just see how different it was then compared to now. I mean, look at the virus or glitch trap there, and then look at him here. I mean, we still do have some of the basic same abilities and animations, but I mean, look at this. Look at the hard mode variant. It looks so much better. When I saw this and compared it, before I even came up with the video, when I compared the old glitch trap to this one, it's crazy. I mean, it looks like an entirely different game that we're playing. You wouldn't be able to look at both of these if you were outside the community and be like, oh yeah, those are from the same game. Sure, absolutely, they're both the same exact video game. It is pretty wild, the strides they've made and all the new additions and everything they've added and made over the years. With the Help Wanted update, it's super apparent just based off the glitch trap alone. And I mean, we all know with the new UCN update how much more in-depth and detailed that map is. I mean, the plush baby isn't really that different. The head is more square and the details look more defined on its face. But I mean, besides that, the old one from 2019 isn't the worst. It's not the most drastic change we've seen compared to like Freddy or Bonnie or Glitch Trap or the OC, or like the OC creator either. But, I mean, it's still, you can tell which one is the old one compared to the new one for sure. I mean, even just parts and service Chica looks insanely different. I mean, from the abilities and then from the hard mode variant itself. I mean, compare this to the old one and it's not even close. There might as well be two completely different characters at this point. And then, of course, you can take all the parts off. I think TPRR might be the longest running Roblox FNAF game, at least in terms of being updated regularly as well. I know Animatronic World has got to be up there as well, but I don't think it's even close when it comes to the amount of updates and the amount of content the TPRR has. And I mean, that's not even including the whole security breach map. I mean, the game is just completely different than how it used to be. It's a whole new game. And then, of course, that brings us to the brand new OC creator. This one was one of the more recent updates, but it was very welcome in my opinion. Everything seems more streamlined now and easier to understand and more customizable as well. And you're able to actually make things fit together more. In a lot of the old OCs, their limbs just wouldn't be attached to them. But now everything is a lot more detailed. And of course, I mean, there's a ton more parts and everything too. We gotta cover the guy where you get the new animatronics. Old Man Consequences himself is just entirely different. He went from like a 1980s Godzilla to this thing. He's got his hat, his fishing vest, and then of course you can turn all of this off, and he is Old Man Consequences, but just in this form. It looks so much different now than it used to. The animations alone, I forgot to even mention the animations on characters. Just the idle, the walking around. When they added the animation update, it improved the game so much. And of course, you can corrupt them. And I mean, I don't think the old TPRR had anything close to this, so it's a little bit improved, we'll say. They should really change the name to this to the Pizzeria Roleplay Remastered at this point. It's not even close to being similar now. Even something as simple as creation looks entirely different now. I mean, the outline looks generally the same. You can tell who it's supposed to be, but just the way it works and moves and looks, it's like a whole new animatronic now in this point. The ceiling crawl still is a little bit wonky though. The ceiling crawl might be the one thing from the old TPRR that's the same. Actually, speaking of things that may be the same as the old TPRR, I think the glitch world might be the exact same. I'm not even sure if they've added any new game types or anything. We have the quiz, the platforms, Spleef, of course, classic. The pianos, you gotta love the pianos. You gotta get the achievements. Also, this glitch world looks a little bit more glitchy than usual. I don't know if this is supposed to be the same or not, or if they're gonna update it anytime soon, but the glitch world might be one of the only things that remains from the old TPRR, as sad as that might sound. I wonder if they are gonna update this in the future. That would be very interesting. I am curious to see what they'll do with it, if they do decide to update it, I mean. But I am going to end this video here, everyone. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and comment down below. And of course, make sure you let me know in the comments which game I should do this video for next. We already did FMR and now TPRR, so suggest games down below. And also special shout out and thank you to TPRR and the dev team behind it. My channel would not be where it is today without this game, so I am deeply appreciative of everything they've done and created over the years. But anyway, thank you again so much for watching. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye!